Hey, hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Mark. How's getting on today? So, episode 23 went up just a couple hours ago. And for once, I'm actually ahead of the curve. I'm actually getting recording done very early. And the feedback has been it's been very one-sided. It's all been about these guys absolutely ruining my life. Which I really like, because it was completely unscripted. I had absolutely no idea that was going to happen. And it accidentally turned into one of the best clips I've ever recorded. So hopefully, more absolute nonsense happens in the future. Today, I'm going to start off by putting the quartz and the blackstone in the respective shulkers, and we're just gonna get straight to work. Does that sound good? I really kind of hope so. So for right now, I'm kind of hoping this is enough. I've got this much blackstone in here. We also have some of the crackstone and some of the bricks. I don't know if you can just actually, right, I don't even know why I'm saying I don't know if you can. I might as well just check. If I just throw it into a grindstone. Yes, okay, so I can get the bricks. You can't make them crack, but that's fine. So I'm gonna take this with me, because I think you can do it with the quartz as well. I'm not 100% on that. These are things I should definitely be looking at before trying to, but honestly, you know me better than to be prepared. Pew! So let's go, shall we? So you know the drill. You know what's gonna happen. You know what I have planned. I think I'm just gonna literally start by doing the strip up and down the middle here, then maybe around the outside, and then some of the roof, just to give a general kind of, this is what it's gonna look. You know what I mean? There's actually no point in me explaining it, because we both know that I'm going to say one thing, we're going to come back and I've done the complete opposite, and then this was a waste. So basically, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so we've hit our first slight speed bump. I'm kind of reluctant to show you what I've done, because I want to show you when it's actually all finished, but okay, I'm going to have to anyway. So here is what the black strip looks like. I think this room is going to look unreal once all this is done in. It's going to look wild. But here's something that I didn't know was a thing. So these are all half slabs, like I said, so we can stop things spawning down here. Then they go into the actual block form of them. Then this, that, and then it follows this pattern all the way up. I think it looks good. I think that's pretty much as simple as we like. And once we get it all in, we can then add other blocks and properly detail it. I think that makes sense. I think that would look pretty cool. But then here, I'm going like brick, brick, chiseled, brick, brick, you know what I mean. But apparently you can't turn these bricks into half slabs, which I was banking on you being able to do. So as you can see, here is now just having to be regular half slabs to stop things spawning, because otherwise they would have to be full blocks like that, which looks better because the floor will be textured, but then things will be able to spawn on them. So that's kind of thrown a spanner into the works, and I really don't know what to do about it. There is also another slight problem. So I was thinking having the floor just being these, that'll be totally fine. So the plain ones, that's what I'm talking about. But then we could easily just have these on the roof, right? Wrong, because with obviously these half slabs, they stick down one. So to have these flush, we would have to replace that block, like the actual stone block, to put it in so it goes flush, and that would be fine. That would not be an issue at all, except when it comes to these blocks here. I can't get rid of these because they're completely flush to the floor here. Can you just leave me alone? I'm trying to film. Thank you. My goodness. So unless I did something like I move these blocks into the actual, like sides, instead of having that there, it goes there and there, then that goes there, there, and then something like that. That could definitely work. It's a lot more work than I was thinking, but that could definitely work, and I've kind of convinced myself to do that. So basically, I've got a whole lot of work ahead of me. I'll see you in a wee bit once I've put both the white and the black ring in, just so you can actually see what they look like. See you in a bit. So obviously, not much has changed since the last clip, and I am just showing off basically what I meant. So now this is going to be flush to the ceiling. That's going to be a half slab. That isn't. So when we get there, we'll just change those around. There is only, what, 4 of them? That's not too much of a hassle, to be completely honest. And this is what the walls are going to look like. It's going to look wild. It's going to look menacing. But it will take me a wee while. So I think now we're just going to cut away. I'm going to do up until here. I'm going to do the first middle section. I think that's a good place to give you an update from, because really just watching me replace blocks is just going to be boring. There are no foxes here to keep you entertained. So I'll see you in a wee bit when I've got an update. So the first middle section is in, and it is crazy enough that I figured that I would come to the roof here so we can actually just walk down together and we can actually see it. This room's gonna look wild. When we've got these pillars in, which I still don't know what they're gonna look like or how big they're gonna be, I think they're gonna look crazy in here. Nothing should hopefully be able to spawn on the floor here. If things can spawn in here, we will just, he needs to just stay away from me. We will just replace the blocks and we'll put something else in there so nothing can hopefully spawn. Hopefully that won't be too much of an actual issue. I think the contrast in white and the black is gonna look incredible. It brings this room really nicely together. But another thing that is gonna be an issue, but it's not really an issue, it's just something that I'm gonna have have to think of. Here, obviously, is now going to be all weird because of the half slabs that are under the floor. Now, it would be really nice if you could just put a stone half slab on top of that, but you can't. So this might spur me on to actually creating the depth that I was talking about a few episodes ago. And actually texturing the bottom of in here, just so everything actually looks good. I'm not really sure what I can do with this because pretty much all of down here up until like around here, give or take, all of it is going to be missing this block and is going to be replaced by these half slabs. So I don't really, how is he's stolen a bit of my sand. That's just not very nice. But yeah, that's where we are right now. I think it's going to look class. I think it's a really cool addition to our little place down here. I will work on more of it off camera, but just for right now, I'm going to get ready to go live stream. But once again, you can catch me live right here. Currently, I am just playing the new Call of Duty. At some point, maybe I will be streaming Minecraft. So just be sure to drop me a follow, come say hello, and it'll just be a class time. After this episode, I'm not really sure what is coming next. I'm going to eat first. Down there will just take some time. I'm going to periodically work on it so I don't get burned out and it doesn't become boring, it still stays exciting. We might try and work out other things to put on the ring up here. We might try and work out what we can put on the sand ring. But as for right now, I'm going to go to bed. See you in the morning. And good morning, welcome back. Hopefully that transition looks as good as I want it to. So I actually have a couple plans on how I'm going to continue this episode. One of them's easy, one of them involves a little bit of a journey, and well, now that we're here, I mean, I might as well explain this because this has been here since episode this has been here since episode 1, and I know that because this, I think, is the first block that I actually removed in this area. I'd found some sugarcane on the way over, I'd got a bucket from a village, and I was like, right, I'm going to need reeds for fireworks when I can finally fly. And obviously I need one for an enchanting table. I literally just removed this random block here and I stuck it there, and then this is where we had tied up Alejandro to begin with. Basically what I'm saying is it ain't leaving. It's going to be here till the end of time, I hope. But I'm thinking this area here. I was originally thinking over there, but then I remember that we actually have something here. I'm just going to cordon this off just so we can have like an idea for the future. And it's going to be a Christmas tree. Where would it go? We'll go inset 2. So if I want this tree, just for now, I'm going to... And then it could overhang onto the path. Nah, we'll go back here with it. Right, and that'll all grow in. So 1, 2, oh, well, that one just did. So not that anyone is going to actually build here. I'm not necessarily just claiming this plot of land because I'm going to put something there. It's mainly just because me being me, if I don't actually give myself a little bit of a reminder, it'll never get done, will it? That looks so cool looking out from the window. Put those back in there. So now, I will meet you on the way to the next thing that's on my list to show you. So this one might actually take me a wee while, because I had written down the coordinates on a bit of paper on my desk. And just because it was a random bit of paper on my desk, it's just been thrown away. I know the general direction. I know it's over here somewhere, but it's worrying me that everything over here seems to be generating, because I've already been over here. So these chunks should have already been loaded once before, assuming I am going in the right direction. I'm also really afraid that I'm gonna miss it because it's so dark and rainy. Why does it always rain on me? Aha! Oh, what's the actual odds that I've started singing it and I've literally just found it? So right by... it's not right by my house. What are we? We're like 1,500 blocks away. We have a mushroom island. And these are, I think, pretty rare. I could be wrong. I think they're really rare. There was cows last time. To the surprise of absolutely no one, we've just gone through a whole night cycle and it hasn't stopped raining. Luckily though, one of the unique qualities about a mushroom island is that hostile mobs do not spawn here, so I was just able to completely AFK and just wait for it to become morning. The drowned were still kind of a problem. It is all completely waterlogged, so everywhere around here there was just drowned upon drowned, and well, they're kind of really annoying. Now, let's discuss why this place is called a mushroom island, and it is because the cows over here are made of mushrooms. And if that ain't just the best thing ever, then honestly, I don't know what is. I've just spent so long trying to get an actual thumbnail for this episode with one of the mushrooms. Like, genuinely, about 5 minutes, and it's still raining. It's actually, honestly, it's infuriating. Now, on to the second cool part about this place. It's right beside a coral reef, which means we've got tropical fish galore. We have coral. There'll be sea cucumbers. It's delightful. This is only a small section. It is a biggin, I assure you. This is possibly one of the biggest mushroom biomes I've actually seen. There's a huge middle island, and then there's tons of little runoff islands all over the place. Like over here, I think it is, if things will actually decide to load in. There's a couple of little islands out here that are also the mushrooms, which I don't really know if that's rare or not, but to me, it's certainly different. So I think we could probably do something with this area further down the line. I don't really know what, I don't really know when, but I figured I would show it off, and it's something to keep in mind. Now, the reason why I say I don't know when or if we'll be doing that, is because this season of TyroCraft isn't actually going to be as long as I had thought it was going to be. It originally was meant to be ending around June or July of next year, so like in 7 months from now. But unfortunately, we have had a lot of members leave the server, like 5 within the past maybe 2-3 weeks. There's just far too many people not being able to commit enough time, and then they're having to leave the server, and well, it's just not really sustainable. So I think it has been agreed that the end date for season 2 is just going to be the end of the year, as in like a month and 10 days from, well, it's going to be like a month and 8 days when you actually watch this. But from right now, it's a month and 10 days, which isn't exactly much time to do anything, so that really kind of sucks. But I have made sure that HTP has told me that I can get a world download, and we will just be continuing this series in a single player. We'll be finishing all our projects, we'll be starting new projects, we'll get everything done that we want to do. Every other little thing that I have in the back of my mind can and will get done. So there's absolutely no need to worry about that. I just figured that it was probably worth mentioning that at some point, apparently a lot sooner rather than later, there aren't going to be other people in this world anymore. Which kind of sucks. It's quite fun playing on a server, you know? I know I was skeptical to begin with, and well, the Bedrock Realms are kind of annoying because, like, if we were on an actual single player, when I can actually get this world, we'll be able to see all the way over to our lagoon. You get used to the render distance, and everything looks fine, but then the second you would load this into a single player world, you'll realize just how much you are actually missing out on. Luckily for me, though, I have built everything quite close together so you can see it from everywhere, but you know what I mean. So I figured, you know, just keep you guys in the loop, let you know everything that's happening, and then just in case you watch any other TyroCraft members episodes and they talk about the server coming to a close in December, and then I've not mentioned it, you might wonder what's going on. We'll still be doing this in single player, everything will be fine, we still have all the projects to finish and new ones to start, so don't worry about that. Now, much like I started this recording session, I'm going back to bed. I'll see you in the morning. I'm pretty sure it was this episode that started with me saying that I'm actually ahead of schedule, and y'all should be really proud of me and everything's going great. And well, now you're watching this, you know that this episode is late. And that is for good reason. Well, it's not exactly a good reason, but it's not exactly like I just didn't do it on purpose. I set aside the perfect amount of time to get this video finished. I was completely on schedule, and like if you remember when we were on the Mooshroomy Island, I've even got a thumbnail, it's right here. So this video was meant to go up on Monday, and today, I think, should be Tuesday. If I'm wrong and it's not, then something catastrophic has happened. But on the Sunday night, I was ready. Oh, for God's sake. On the Sunday night, I was ready to edit, I was ready to record, and I was ready to get everything ready to upload. And then I got hit with a migraine, worse than I've ever had before. Like, I couldn't move. I could hardly see, and I just wasn't able to pick up a controller. There is absolutely no way that I would have been able to record in that scenario. I could barely look at my phone screen to message someone. Because I could barely keep my eyes open, I kept falling asleep. And it was just horrendous. I get frequent headaches. A lot of people that are here that know me from Twitch and know me from streaming know that unfortunately I do sometimes miss a couple days because my head is so bad, my eye is so bad. Things just kind of happen and sometimes they are just unavoidable. But this is the first time that I've actually missed an upload and it doesn't feel great. Now, I really don't want to make that an excuse. I did just kind of want to keep you in the loop and let you know what was happening. Here is going to be the start of the tree trunk. I say start off, that's 20 tall. That's probably a pretty good Christmas tree if you ask me. I don't actually know how I'm going to design it. I actually put mine up the other day. Right here is a picture of it. I'm honestly pretty proud of it. Me and my inner demons, we put it up together. I think it turned out quite nicely. And yes, when I say that we put it up together, I mean that I was like, oh, you should definitely put that there. And then all of a sudden, it was pretty much finished. Yeah, I think it looks great. Although this one, I think I'm going to have to do myself. Not really sure how I should feel about jumping in and doing this one. But, you know, that's something we can work on in the future. I am just saying that because I do actually have to wrap up now. Today's episode has been kind of all over the place. The room downstairs took me quite a while to actually do, but then we didn't get that much content out of it. Then going over to the Mooshroomy Island and explaining about the timeline for TyroCraft, that was just meant to be an interluding bit. That was completely fine. And then we would have done something to actually end this episode. I have no idea what, but something more exciting would have happened than me just building 20 blocks of wood. You know what I mean. But I'm really still not feeling that great, and I'm going to try and just rest up because hopefully I'm going to try and stream tonight, or at the very least make sure that I'm okay to stream tomorrow night. And tomorrow night, for me is today for you, which means hopefully I'll be streaming tonight. If you're watching this, you can come and say hi. If you have still enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to leave a like. They help get my videos noticed. I know you've loved them. They make me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. So it's a win-win-win. And really, what more could you ask for? I don't think that made the whooshing noise of a firework. How strange. You can, of course, also subscribe to the channel completely for free. You get to see what I do to the rest of this place. You get to see all the little things that we decide to create from here on out. It's a lot easier to unsubscribe than you think if you do suddenly realize you hate me. But you can see what I've built. You can see my lovely purple outfit. And look at this face. Are you telling me you'd unsubscribe from that? We're also really close to 1,000 subscribers. So, I mean, you know, tell your mum, tell your dog, tell your dad, tell everyone you know. Let them know what my channel's about. That'll be a really big help. Thank you very much. So having said that, and with that being said, I hope you stay out of trouble. You don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I'll see yous laters.